If you want to make more money, everything that you've been taught is wrong, because you can actually access a part of your brain that is little known, that Harvard researchers are now showing is the key to success in your life, and it's easy to activate, and it'll help you make more money. This is the one part of your brain that all millionaires have access to that poor people don't, but they could. Now, basically everything that you've been taught about yourself is wrong, and it's incomplete. So for example, you are taught that you either have the right genes to get rich and succeed in life, or you don't have the right genes. And if you don't believe that you have the right genes, then you're condemned to failure because you're not smart enough, or you're not good with numbers, or you don't have the charismatic gene, or whatever else it is, right? And if you don't have these right genes, you're gonna be broke, and you need to accept a mediocre life. You'll always struggle financially because you have the wrong genes, right? We think that makes us part of the 99% instead of the 1%. But what we don't realize is that there is actually a secret part of your brain that neuroscientific researchers have located that may in fact be the key to the millionaire and billionaire genes that allow you to turn on parts of your brain that will make you more successful. Okay, my friend, so it's just like this. There's a part of your brain that neuroscience experts have located. It's not just a theory, it's a real location of your brain that you can actually make grow. And if you learn to grow this little part of your brain, you can make more money, you can change your health, you can become more disciplined and get anything that you want in life. You're automatically motivated. But before we dive into what that is, that discovery, how you can start to use that part of your brain to make more money, and how it can fundamentally change your life, how it can change your bank account, anything else that you can think of, what I want you to do is just stop 1 second from all the distractions. I invite you to just stop for 1 second. I promise this can change your entire life. Because basically, we try things and we stop, right? We set a new goal. Maybe it's a goal to make more money that you have, a goal to be in better shape, to get the life that you want, your New Year's resolution, and then we stop, right? We've all been there, right? Experts tell us that discipline was a personality trait that's just like a part of your genetic code. You either have it or you don't. And if you have the discipline gene, you're going to be rich, you're going to be successful, you're going to be all these things. But if you don't have the discipline gene, you're just born like that. And people think it's a personality trait that you're just stuck with. And it's totally wrong. This area of your brain is called your anterior mid-cingulate cortex. So it's a long geeky word, and scientists abbreviated it AMCC, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. So in the first big study that was published in the National Library of Medicine, you can see neuroimagery here from Harvard Medical School on the screen right now. And researchers at Harvard showed that this area of your brain, it shrinks and grows based off of the things that you do that you don't want to do. So they found that it's smaller in obese people and it's larger in athletes. It's smaller in people that die early, and it's larger in people that live until old age. It responds to discipline, and it shrinks when it's not being used, making it harder and harder for your brain to create the necessary energy and dopamine to achieve your goals. So you have two of these. They're on each side of your brain. And this part of your brain has plasticity in both directions. So neuroplasticity, it can grow, it can shrink, and it can help you achieve your goals, or it can stop you from making the amount of money that you want and whatever other goals you have. And so dopamine is connected to this part of your brain. This is really crazy because we think of dopamine as this thing that we get from caffeine, we get it from chocolate, we get it from drugs, from feeling good, but you get it from pain centers as well. And this part of your brain is about doing things you don't want to do that are good for you. And when you do these things that you don't want to do that are good for you, the mid-anterior cingulate cortex actually releases dopamine as a result that helps you achieve hard things and get the motivation to be at that superhuman level of productivity that you need to make more money, to solve your problems. Your brain becomes more active, You have more dopamine, so you feel happier. You don't want to quit once you get going, but this part of your brain is small. You won't have the energy. You won't have the dopamine that your brain needs to face hard things if you don't do the things that you don't want to do. So we try to fix our problems, but then when it comes to something that we don't want to do that's on the pathway to our goals, we stop, and then this part of our brain becomes inactive and we can't get the dopamine that we need. And when we can't get the dopamine that we need, we can't get the motivation to keep going. So this part of your brain turns on when you're doing hard and difficult things that you don't want to do. So if you do something that's uncomfortable, but you love it, your brain actually shrinks. Now, on the other side, if you love just hanging out, you like just sitting on the couch watching movies, but you motivate yourself to work on your business and get out of debt instead so you can provide a better life for your loved ones, for your family, and for yourself, this part of your brain will grow. It's releasing neurological superpowers that help you make more money and feel better because you get more dopamine. So I could lie to myself, but I couldn't lie to my brain. I could cheat myself. I can't cheat my brain. For example, when my wife had our second daughter, I never had enough time. I was always super stressed. I needed to make more money, work on my business, employees, all these things going on, and be a father. And I basically just gave up. I told myself I was going to choose one or the other. I'm going to, be a little bit happier and less stressed and be there for my family, or I'm going to choose, to be as productive as I can. And I'm tired and I'm not getting enough sleep. So I just kind of sapped out, and that shrunk my brain. And then I got to this point where I needed to figure something out. And I hate waking up early in the morning. I've never been a morning person. And I decided, all right, the answer is I need to start to train myself to wake up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to have huge extra chunks of the day. I'm going to have a bunch more time. I'm going to be way more productive. I'll have time to exercise. I'll be done by super early in the afternoon. I'll have tons of time to be a dad and to be a husband and to be a normal person that isn't just somebody that works all the time. And I didn't want to do it because I hated doing it. And even when I started doing it, I hated doing it because I'm not a morning person. I told myself I wasn't a morning person because I don't have the morning genes. So I'd wake up actually angry about it, but I kept doing it. And then I started getting all this dopamine, and it started becoming my favorite time of the day. I almost feel like it's a natural high that occurs from doing it. Then I made more money than I'd ever made. I got in the best shape of my life. I had what I would consider a dad bod. And I thought it was just the way that it was. But then I lost 20 pounds. And I lost 20 pounds in my first 6 months of waking up at 3:30, 4 in the morning. All of these great things started happening. What happened? My brain grew. The mid-interior cingulate cortex grew. I released more dopamine. So that means I was thinking more clearly. I was working better. I had more energy to exercise, even though I was already waking up 3:30, 4 in the morning. I'm at work at the computer getting stuff done by 4:30. By, halfway, quarter way through the late morning, that's already a huge chunk of time, and I still have the energy to work out. Man, am I superhuman? No. I didn't realize I was accessing a part of my brain that I didn't even know existed. And if you can teach your brain to start to do this, it doesn't need to be waking up early in the morning. But what are those hard things that you're neglecting that could change your family's life, that could change your life, that could change your health, that could change your financial future? Pick one simple thing. For me, the one thing was waking up early because I hate waking up early. It has to be something that you don't want to do, right? If you don't want to do it, but you do it anyways because you know that it is what the highest and best version of you should do, the 2.0 version of you should do, that's when your brain goes, oh shit, he or she is going into badass mode. Let's turn on the dopamine. Let's fire up a bunch more cells and neurological activity. And then you find damn, I'm actually smarter than I thought and I have better thought. It's because the brain starts kicking on, and we're only using, David Goggins has that analogy of the governor on a car, and we're only operating at 40% when we think we're at max. The governor is stopping the engine from performing. And when we don't do hard things or things we don't want to do, it's the same thing. It becomes a governor on our brain. So I invite you to pick one thing you don't really want to do that is on the pathway to you improving your life and achieving one of your most important goals. Start that one thing, do it for the next 30 days, and watch what's going to happen to your brain, to your mind, to your bank account, to your health, to your family life, and to everything around you. Your brain will start to come alive in ways you never thought possible. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I'm going to link some of the medical studies about this part of your brain in the description right there down below. I also have a free Success Hypnosis MP3. It's jakeshypnosis.com. One of the best ways to start to activate this part of your brain is to get rid of the really crappy habitual thought patterns that are stuck in your subconscious mind that are controlling 95% of all of your habits, all of your actions, all of your thoughts, all of your emotions, because we talk ourselves out of things, or we get so stuck on how we feel, we're so stressed, we're so negative, that we start to base our actions on our feelings, which are really from a subconscious pattern, like a software in a computer, and then it keeps us stuck. And you can retrain it and turn your subconscious into a magnet for the success that you want, for the money you want, for the achievement that you want, the 2.0 version of you. And it's free right there down below. About 1 million people from all over the world have used it. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned in the description and in the comments right there down below. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification, and you can click right here to watch another one.